I was born in Istanbul, Turkey, and raised in Ankara, Turkey. I was born in Istanbul, Turkey, and raised in Ankara, Turkey. Until age 21, well, I was just a student. Probably the family obviously shapes you a lot, and at that time, even though I have not felt the sort of the achievement pressure as maybe you might think of today, that you have to always get the highest grades, that was not in our family. It was more to do with gaining basic habits of discipline, respect, etc. The other thing I think that really helped me a lot at that age was I played basketball from 10 years old until 21. I learned teamwork. We learned how to deal with wins and how to deal with losses, and how to be committed to each other as a team. And so the sportsmanship is, I think, has a lot of parallels with, I'll probably share a little. The Turkish word for business is called işletme. And that word also means many other things. So if I'm sort of pulling your leg on something, it's also to call işletme. And if you were living in an apartment and you are the apartment manager, you're called işletmeci. So when I got into the business school in 1981, pretty much everybody around us says, "What are you going to işletme? What is this about? What is this? Is this a profession?" And as a 18-year-old, that doesn't make you feel too good. That really drove me to learn a lot about what business was all about, at least on the books, and sort of. People's cynicism about the subject matter actually pushed me to get really deep into learning about what it's all about. And I remember in college I was trying to construct holistic models of what this is all about. Also being very comfortable with the fact that you really don't know everything, you don't have all the answers, you don't necessarily have all the skills that is required. But the key skill is if you sort of think of it as a system, that in your company you have yourself, your team, and a whole bunch of stakeholders that affect it. I guess the systems thinking is a very important skill, that you're able to see that system, you're able to see where it might need interventions, where it might need further encouragement, where it might need changes. So being able to preside over a system with that my first preference was medicine, I think, is also of one university. Second preference was medicine. Third was industrial engineering. Fourth was medicine, and fifth was business. I got the business because that's the score I made, and I had no idea what business was all about. So I didn't go into it with any with knowing anything. As I learned it and as I started working in it, I guess I was very fortunate in some sense that I started my career in the United States, because that's where the business world is so much more advanced, especially at that time compared to the rest of the world, that I didn't even have to make a leap from command and control to more leadership type, because I lived in it. I experienced it. I had great bosses. I had good for yourself. Is that you would excel in developing yourself. Now, if I were to open that up a little bit, I would look at a couple of dimensions of that. One is, you develop yourself for what? You're developing yourself to add value where you are, so that if you're adding value of 1 today, you can add value of 2 today. So what is the value that you would add? What is the contribution that you're making to your organization? So your development has to be aimed at that. The second one is the relationships. It is so important that you start building the relationships, positive relationships.